A frightening revelation today as Providence Health announced it has ordered temporary morgues into both of its facilities. As healthcare workers manage the overwhelming surge in COVID patients, there's another challenge, the threat of more staff leaving as the October deadline for the state's vaccine mandate approaches. Christine Pitawanich reports.
This is an ugly disease, and the reality is that we're losing this battle.
That's Salem Health Hospitals and Clinics CEO Cheryl Wolf talking at a Chamber of Commerce meeting Thursday.
The people that go into the ICU aren't going home. So that's the grim reality. I was hoping to be frank, candid, call to arms how alarming this is in our community.
On Thursday, she says they had 93 COVID-positive patients. Just a day later, that number went up to 102. The ICU is full. Important surgeries like cancer removal are getting canceled, and people are dying, many of them unvaccinated.
We're losing many, many more people than we've ever lost before in this pandemic.
This week, Wolf signed a contract for a refrigerated truck for people who have died. They hope they won't have to use it, but are preparing.
Our anticipation, based on what we've already seen, is that we won't have enough room for all the people that pass away in the next couple of weeks.
All the death and disease takes a mental toll on healthcare workers, some of whom have already left the profession. And now more staff who disagree with the state's vaccine mandate for healthcare workers may leave too.
Yeah, some of them will leave, but we have 6,000 employees, so it is close to 1,200 people that are unvaccinated right now.
Wolf hopes additional nurses just hired and the National Guard may help. Other hospitals are also facing the precarious staffing situation in the midst of a deadly COVID surge.
The amount of work that truly the COVID crisis has put onto our staff is really significant.
Lisa Vance, president of operations and strategy for the region, says Providence has announced a $220 million investment to retain staff and fill positions. It's offering sign-on and referral bonuses and $1,000 for all Providence caregivers as a thank you.
And sometimes it's not even just the amount, but the intention that we're all trying to do this together.
This is just a nasty, nasty disease, and we just need people's help for it.
Wolf, like many doctors and nurses, says anyone eligible to get the vaccine should do it. And she says masks work at reducing the overall spread of the virus, whether you're wearing an N95 or a cloth mask. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
Now a quick look at the new COVID numbers released today by the Oregon Health Authority. OHA says there are more than 2,300 new cases and 24 new deaths. However, new modeling shows the rate of spread is starting to decline. However, hospitalizations are on the rise again. The state says there are more than 1,100 patients currently receiving care. That is 41 more than yesterday. 309 people are in the ICU, which is one more than yesterday. Oregon Governor Kate Brown and the OHA want to remind you to stay safe this holiday weekend. In a statement released by OHA, it says cases are rising and some hospitals are on the brink of full capacity. The organization says playing it safe on this long weekend is the best choice to protect yourself, family, and community. Governor Brown's messaging is similar, but she continues by saying, quote, "If you are vaccinated, please still wear a mask." More Oregonians masking up the last several weeks has helped slow the spread of COVID. She also wants you to rethink activities since hospitals and parts of the state are full. For example, if you go out on the water, and this is always the best idea, wear a life jacket and boat sober. In Clark County, health officials are urging people to not let their guard down when it comes to COVID. They say we are not heading in a good direction there. Hospitalization rates are higher than they've ever been. Clark County is averaging about 225 cases a day, which is 10 times more than 2 months ago. These case increases are happening in all age groups. Within the highest increases are in young people. Hospitals are full and people are having to wait longer in emergency rooms. Doctors say vaccination rates in Clark County are only at 60% of all eligible people, and there's a lot of regret when patients end up hospitalized.
The emotional response and frustration that healthcare providers are sensing, seeing the same end result, the same story, the same family heartbreak and frustration, and often regret in the moment, and hoping that they could turn back the clock to do things over.
Health officials say the Delta variant accounts for 98% of the new cases, and the vaccine is still very effective against Delta. The battle over Oregon's vaccine mandate is headed to court. Dozens of firefighters and Oregon State troopers are suing the state of Oregon and Governor Kate Brown. They say the mandate requiring them to get the COVID vaccine by October 18th or lose their jobs is unlawful because they say it violates state and federal rights to free expression. That lawsuit was filed today in Jefferson County Court. It comes 2 days after another state trooper was placed on paid leave for a video he recorded in his patrol car. This is a portion of what Trooper Zachary Cowing had to say in that video posted on Instagram.
I will not sit back and sheepishly watch as those who serve the people of this state are given unlawful orders which threaten their livelihoods. I'm a Christian, a husband, a father, and a police officer. I have personal and religious reasons as to why I will not take the vaccine, but also the freedom to choose not to.
Governor Brown has defended mandates several times. Today, her office sent us a statement reading, hospitalizations have increased nearly 1,000% since July 9th. The vast majority of Oregonians hospitalized for COVID-19 are unvaccinated. The statement went on to say people are dying. The governor's responding to a public health crisis. The plan to distribute booster shots for people who are fully vaccinated hit a snag today. Regulators need more time to review data before approving the plan. The FDA and CDC have both only received enough information to suggest some people who took the Pfizer vaccine get a booster. In response, the White House said it will continue to follow the science, and this is all part of the process. A spokesperson says when that approval and recommendation are made, they will be ready to move forward. Today's jobs report was a big disappointment, with job creation falling way below estimates. Leisure, hospitality, and retail jobs all stalled or dipped. All those help wanted signs failing to fill jobs. Federal unemployment benefits from COVID will expire in just days. But as NBC News correspondent Stephanie Rule discovered, some businesses may have to adapt to get new hires.
Certainly, there's evidence that workers have, especially in hospitality sector, workers have decided that sometimes it's not really worth going back to the jobs given the quality of the jobs themselves.
And next at 5:30 on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, see what economists are saying about this fall and jobs as kids go back to school. We have wildfires burning right now in Oregon, and you can see by looking from our Rose City Sky camera, this is the live shot, that some of that smoke is heading its way into Portland. And you can also see it's producing pretty gray skies over Mount Hood as well. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri now, because Joe, even if people are getting out of town, they're likely still going to be dealing with the smoke.
Yeah, especially the more east you go. We're talking throughout eastern Oregon, the high desert, and even throughout the Oregon Cascades. You might want to spend the next couple of days doing some camping or a little bit of some fishing on the unofficial end of summer. Well, we are going to be seeing some of that smoke and haze get really thick over the next couple of days. In fact, that shot you just showed, Laurel, is probably the best shot we've seen so far this afternoon, showing a little bit of some improving conditions. Let's look at the air quality right now. Despite the smoke and haze, we're not seeing really the air quality take a hit in our area. You travel into the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley, you're starting to see a little bit of that air quality kind of deteriorate, especially over in parts of the east side of the state where you're seeing some unhealthy air right now. We do have an air quality alert in effect throughout the central and parts of the southern Willamette Valley throughout the next day or so. That could easily get extended depending on how thick the smoke and haze gets. That also includes over in the Bend and Redmond area until tomorrow night. You travel south of the metro area, it's slowly improving, but overnight the smoke and haze is going to thicken up pretty pretty good. So as we put this into motion, you can see by tonight, we're starting to see that layer of smoke kind of clear out a little bit, but you'll notice down in the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley, it'll start to thicken up late tonight and into tomorrow, and it gets really bad if you're spending any time really east side of I-84. That includes Bend and Redmond and throughout eastern Oregon. It's going to be a busy weekend. A lot of people are going to be on the roads. Yeah, you might want to maybe spend some more time inside because it's going to be a couple of days before this smoke and haze clears out. Laurel, back to you.
Thank you, Joe. And next week is the anniversary of major wildfires that burned in the area last year. Mount Hood National Forest officials are giving us an update on the fire recovery work they have completed. The fires last year burned more than 112,000 acres of forest and damaged or destroyed recreation sites, roads, offices, storage buildings, and other infrastructure. Over the past 12 months, here is some of the repair work completed. Hazardous trees have been removed, road and recreation site warning signs were installed. A new remote weather station was installed to monitor storms, fires, slides, and other emergencies. They ordered seedlings for reforestation, and 18 miles of trails were cleared of downed trees. It's also almost the one-year anniversary of the Slater fire, which tore through the community of Happy Camp in California. That's right near the Oregon border. More than 200 homes were destroyed. The town is currently under an evacuation warning from the McCash fire, and many residents are experiencing their trauma all over again. It's also threatening Elk Creek, an area many survivors moved to once their homes burned down last year.
I think those people are feeling the stress a lot, as well as those that are trying to understand what happened a year ago. I mean, I think a lot of our community is still just reeling from the event.
The community had planned a Slater Fire Memorial this coming Wednesday, but with the recent spike in COVID-19 cases, it has been put on hold. Vancouver police are investigating multiple crimes from overnight, including 2 shootings. Around 1:30 this morning, police were called to an alleged carjacking and theft near Fisher Basin Park. Police say the victim was checking their mail when 2 people pulled up and pulled a gun on them before driving 2 blocks away and then dumping the car. Then around 2:45 this morning, police were called by the victim of an alleged drive-by shooting near Highway 500 and Thurston. The 2 victims were driving themselves to the hospital, and police say their injuries are life-threatening. Then just before 3:30, another carjacking was reported near MacArthur and Leaser Road, where the victim was shot in the leg. Police say that victim should recover. Police in Washington County want to remind you they still need your help finding this man. This is Ralph Brown. The former Cornelius mayor has been missing since May 16th. He was last seen driving a 2014 blue Nissan Sentra with Oregon plates 319KQV. Detectives are asking you to keep your eyes open for any signs of Brown or his vehicle while you're out exploring this weekend. If you see him or the car, call 911 immediately.